Very important women's 200 coming up, but let's update the standings now, and it's very close on the women's side. UCLA with a very small lead on BYU, only a point separating the two, and USC, Angela Williams with a brilliant performance earlier, has closed the gap. They are currently in third, but this is where LSU can make up even more ground. And you see the All-America, Peta-Gaye Dowdiw. And it's interesting because in this matchup, Kinshasa Davis of USC, they ran the anchor leg, both Peta-Gaye Dowdiw for LSU and Davis of USC in the 4x100 meter relay, and only 2/100ths of a second separated them yesterday. And you see the collegiate record shared by those two, Davis and Peta-Gaye Dowdiw. So it's SC LSU with a lot at stake from a team standpoint, Carol.
And there's a lot of pressure on this woman, Kinshasa Davis, because her teammate Angela Williams chose not to compete in the 200 meters at this race. But don't think this sophomore doesn't have a lot of experience. She's competed on the international level, on the junior level, and she held off a late charge by LSU's Peta-Gaye Dowdiw in the 4x1. She'll be ready for this competition, and she needs big points for the Trojans.
And just outside in lane 6, it is the veteran Peta-Gaye Dowdiw. She's the senior as a freshman and a junior. She was third in this particular race. This is her last race as a collegian, and she'd like nothing more than to help hand a title back to Pat Henry, a title that she was used to out in when she was a freshman in '97. But out in lane 8, somebody who might be forgotten, Valma Bass, also of LSU. Very important how she finishes in this race as to how the Lady Tigers' point total will add up.
Well, remember, Joyce Bates has already given them some help early on tonight. Aaliyah Williams of Texas, Lakeisha White of Texas, of the two-time defending team champions. Bev Kearney's team, they'll be watching them very closely. And you see Shantae Pelham will be in lane 7, Valma Bass in lane 8. Michelle Davis of UNLV will be in lane 4. Watch for Shantae Pelham. She's been a bit of a surprise story out of Florida A&M on the outside.
Peta-Gaye Dowdiw really running this turn hard. Let's see how they look off the turn. It's Dowdiw over Davis by a long shot.
Peta-Gaye Dowdiw off the turn. She really turned it up. It's Dowdiw and Davis easily. LSU comes away with the win.
I'll tell you one thing, Kinshasa Davis came off that turn with an awful lot of work to do, and you would have thought that she would have gone a little bit more with Peta-Gaye. When she came around that turn, she was in control of the race, and all she had to do was put it into overdrive.
22.51 unofficially for Peta-Gaye Dowdiw, which is a big improvement over her season best, and Kinshasa Davis running just a 10th off of her season best. So I will tell you, Peta-Gaye Dowdiw had that race all the way, and it looked like Valma Bass got up for 5th place. So that's 4 more points. That's 14 for LSU and 8 for USC. So it was a very important race, but Peta-Gaye Dowdiw just running it like it was another day in the park. She had the great lane 6 draw, and Carol, she ran this turn hard.
Well, see, that's what some of the greatest 200-meter runners do. They know if they're in the lead off of the turn, they're in control of the race. Everyone else has to try to catch up at this point. You see Kinshasa Davis way back in the pack. At this point, you're thinking, is she going to do something here? She puts on a big move, but right here, Peta-Gaye Dowdiw has the win sewn up.
Not a bad way for an All-America to go out. A championship run in the women's 200 meter for Peta-Gaye Dowdiw. Let's go down to Armin.
Thanks, Peta-Gaye. Your last race as a Lady Tiger, you sure made it a great one. Put LSU back in the team race as well.
Yes, I didn't do as well as I wanted to in the 100, so I knew I had to give it all I had for the 200.
Big move in the turn as well tonight. Did you feel yourself really generating some torque through that turn?
Yes, I tried to do that because I think it's like very important to get a good start, get ahead.
Great job. Tim?
Peta-Gaye Dowdiw, outstanding performance on her part, pulling LSU back into the race. Kinshasa Davis of USC, an all-important 8 points for her team. As we mentioned, Shantae Pelham, Florida A&M, a surprise, really the biggest surprise of this meet, qualifying in both the 100 and the 200. She winds up in 3rd. So the Rattlers of Florida A&M well represented. So the updated standings, USC by 1, moving into 1st place over UCLA. BYU and LSU tied for 3rd, just 2 points away. Well, It was her day. Peta-Gaye coming from second place in the women's 100 behind Angela Williams. She finishes first in her favorite event, the women's 200.